Minister, Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, has frequently been referred to as a Renaissance man. One look at his resume and the reason becomes clear. As a lifelong learner with a passion for self-development, personal transformation, transmutation, and self-awakening, he lives his bliss as a teacher, mentor, speaker, minister, and so much more. His mission is to live, move, and be inactive, which is an acronym, authentic, compassionate, transparent, inspired, vibrant, and empowered member of society who serves to educate, elucidate, emancipate, awaken, and empower people and communities. Rev, come do what you do. And as he stands here, send him some love, some energy as you do. Thank you.
Namaste and blessings, everyone. So if we are ready, let's dive in. Today's message, the title is This Adventure Called Life. And as Diane already referenced, the theme for the month, Holy, Holy Uprising. So let's look. If the etymology of adventure includes occurrence, risk, event, and chance, we are invited to look at where we are allowing this one life to show up. Where are we taking holy risks to evolve? And how often are we seizing the chances or the opportunities to let our spiritual magnificence be our experience? So if we look at in CSL, one of the statements from the global vision, it says, we see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing the unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively, we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. Okay, so you got that. So we see each person living in alignment. And we're talking about this adventure called life. So if I ask you, well, what does it mean to be in alignment with any of these concepts, any of these words? Adventure, daring, risk, etc. Because depending on how we are standing in alignment, now pause and 3 steps back. Because oftentimes when we're talking about being in alignment, we're talking about being in alignment with the truth of our being. And we reference, if we're not in alignment with that, then we're out of alignment. But we're always in alignment with something. So if I am not in alignment with the truth of my being, then I am in alignment with the error concept and consciousness of my being. I'm in alignment with the lie. Follow what I'm saying? So when we come to this idea of adventure and possibility, am I in alignment with seeing my life as this daring, exciting adventure of possibility? Or am I in alignment with, yeah, but I don't want the risk. Like there's fear. Well, if I do that, then, but what if it goes wrong? Follow me? So either way, we're in alignment with something. We're in alignment with where we are going with this adventure of life called life, life living itself as each one of us, and the truth of the energy and power of that. Or we're in alignment with same old, business as usual, blah, 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 me. Because I don't want to take the chance. I don't want to, because I might fall, I might fail. So today, our invitation is, if we're going to live boldly in a holy, holy way, then it means stepping out and stepping up in bold and audacious ways. arriving at our oneness through conscious participation. Long before the Vedic sages proclaimed, "I am the universe," and long before Ernest Holmes ever wrote our Declaration of Principles, the universe has been creatively and intelligently evolving. The process for us is now one of human alignment, receptivity, and participation. The physical universe is the one infinite reality, and it's ever evolving into greater and greater and greater levels of expression. Within this awareness, we can engage, experience, step up and out with a sense of dedication and consecrated as a divine expression. You know, there's an old joke that says, if science of mind were against the law, is there enough evidence in your life to convict you? Meaning, are we so convicted of truth and practicing this teaching and being in alignment with the truth of our being as spiritually magnificent beings, the I am being itself as each and every one of us? Are we convicted to do what we need to do, to live how we need to live, to walk how we need to walk in order to manifest and demonstrate accordingly, to be happy, to be loving, to be filled with joy? Are we convicted to that idea? Because this idea of the universe is you and I living, thinking, and singing the verse of, or the song of creation, you and I. Because there's only one universe. There's only one verse, one power and presence, one infinite I am that is ever becoming more and more of itself and never less, because God can never be anything less than what it is. So it is only becoming more and more and more. Are we convicted to do our, because it says, participation? Because we can sit back and twiddle our thumbs. Are we actively participating in this process so that we can live our best lives? Deepak Chopra and Mina Kafatos said, this is a participatory universe that depends for its very existence on human beings. In other words, if that which it is, spirit, the one mind, life itself, is living, moving, and having its beingness in, through, and as each one of us, then it needs itself as us to experience this thing called human life. And so when we choose not to participate, to not meet the mental equivalent of this infinite power, then in a way we are denying it the opportunity to be what it is as us. Right? Like let's anthropomorphize this for a minute. Okay? God says, Ray, so I want to be this amazing power as you. No. I'm good. I'm good. Because see, the moment you start trying to be, oh, this amazing, then people are going to want more stuff. People are going to call me for more stuff and ask me to do more stuff. And I already got enough on my plate. But Ray, if I am being all that I am as you, then clearly I am going, hey, stay in your lane. Stop trying to make me be more. I'm good enough. I'm happy with being just enough to get by. But you can be so much more, because what you are, hey, don't you got somebody else to go mess with? Like, leave me alone. How often do we do that? In one way, shape, or form, where we deny our own truth the opportunity to be what it is as us, because we settle for less. Raymond Charles Barker said, I almost said Raymont. Raymond Charles Barker said, you are the present becoming the future. Ooh, you are the present moment that is infinitely becoming more and more. So how we participate and engage in this now moment affects the next now moment. how we engage now, this moment, is how we lay the foundation for what we call the future, which we know simply to be yet another present moment. Yet the invitation is, how are we engaging this? Are we denying ourselves once again? How are we participating in this present moment? And how are we allowing the infinite future possibilities of all that could ever be, the good, the joy, the bliss, to be what it is as us? Because see, on any given day, we do some form of risk analysis where we are weighing and balancing. So if I meditate today, then what this could, I won't have enough time to sweep the floor. Sweeping the floor is more important today because Ray was eating trail mix and there was a bunch of sunflower seeds under the dining room table. So what I'm going to choose to do today is sweep the floor because he is too lazy to do it. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably outside doing kung fu, but I'm going to sweep the floor instead of meditating today. Not that Tracy actually does, well, she does sweep up the floor because anyhow, today's not about me. But on any given day, we do have this thing where we are weighing risk analysis because, you know, we don't want to fail. We don't want to fall on our face. We don't want to look stupid. We don't want to be embarrassed. We don't want to, we don't want any of that. We don't want, Tracy said, we don't want to pronounce things wrong. So we are always, what's the risk involved in this? And am I willing to take the risk? But check this out. Because there is only the infinite I am, then truthfully, we can never fail. We truthfully, in the essence of our being, can never fall. In the essence of our being, we can never die. Because God cannot die. There is no death for God. So that which is spirit is only infinite and eternal life forever. So if we can't even die, we can't fail, then what's the risk? Well, Reverend Ray, pain. I don't want to hurt. I got you with the fail, but I'm going to feel. I got you. I hear you. And that's a real thing. The feeling of, whether it's an emotional pain, whether it's a physical pain, like getting shot in the arm and it's still sore the day after, whatever. Yes, there's physical pain. Yeah. And I hear you. But the more we ground and anchor and say, if that which God is being itself as me, then clearly I must have on some level the capacity to not only transcend, but transmute whatever this experience is. So yes, I feel angry about racism. Transmute and transcend, transform, not just it, but ourselves moving through it so that then it must match our mental equivalent, which means it has to fade away into the nothingness. It has to go the way of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It has to vanish because we are no longer carrying the container that makes it possible. Same thing with everything else: illness, disease, failure, poverty. When we shift and recognize that risk is actually possibility, especially when we recognize that risk can mean realizing I am spirit and know. Realizing I am spirit and know. There is no spirit outside of me for me to go to or petition. There is only the infinite that is being in, through, and as everything and everyone. And so in this moment, I am realizing that I am spirit and know. What do I know? I know how to move through. I know how to transcend. I know how to practice. I know how to be. I know how to breathe. I know how to live and live fully in a holy, holy way. And to whatever degree that I may feel that I don't know, then it's practice, moment by moment. Same way you would do with a language. Because there is the infinite that is being itself as you, then the capacity to already know that language must already exist in you and for you. I've never taken Spanish. And, you know, at my age, I'm 55, learning Spanish, like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That which is spirit, that which is God knows every language on the face of this planet. So if you chose to be multilingual, if you chose to be a polyglot, if you chose to be what you are, then the infinite I am that knows Spanish, French, Chinese, Russian, Farsi, it will make a way in, through, and as the very cells and atoms of your body to make it so that you, at whatever age, can speak or write, learn, and communicate. So it is always possible because the infinite is right here where each of us is. Ernest Holmes says, there is an inner urge in our minds to grow, to expand, to break down the barriers of previous limitations, and to ever widen our experience. This persistent urge is a divine influence and irresistible force, and constitutes the greatest impulse in human experience. This divine urge, some refer to it as divine discontent, when there's that urge that says, come on, dude, get your LLC together. Come on now, start your 501c3. Come on now, you can travel the world. Come on now, you can change your job. Come on now, you can get this relationship. Come on now, be what you are and can be, because that which is the universe is breathing itself as you right now. That divine urge that says, yes, grow. Yes, expand. Yes, be more of what you are as truth, a spiritually magnificent being. Even when stuff is going wrong in the world, the more we know and tap into and move and live and have our being in alignment with this divine urge, then that divine urge will urge us to change the face of the planet. It will see people in India suffering and dying from COVID, and that divine urge will cause us to do something. It will see and hear about people being shot in Baltimore and Philadelphia, and the divine urge will cause us to do something. And it starts in consciousness, and then it ends in action. And that action may be prayer, that action may be donations, that action may be some kind of service on the street, but whatever it is, that action is God, the divine urge of itself moving through us, if we give it space to do so. Just like our breath. Right now, I could choose when Diane is guiding in meditation and she says, take a deep breath. Now I'm already breathing, but I could choose not to take a deep breath. I could choose to breathe shallow. The breath is there already, but I choose how I engage it. The divine urge is always there. We choose how to engage it. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Said to us by Helen Keller, author, disability rights advocate, political activist, and lecturer, and a whole bunch of things. She was a supporter of the NAACP. She was an original founding member of the American Civil Liberties Union, deaf-blind. Now, trust and believe, all that glitters is not gold, because she's got some stuff also in her life where she's like, come on, Helen, what are you doing? Because she was a supporter of eugenics. So was Hitler. So just let us be clear. But the idea that we are taking from her today is life is either a daring adventure, life is either a holy, daring adventure, or it is nothing at all. Because if we're not living fully, then we're existing. The word adventure has come to be associated with risk. However, from the Latin adventura, a thing about to happen, ultimately this word means to arrive, right? To finally reach one's destination. However, check this out. Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Dear ancestors, dear father, dear mother, dear Buddha, dear patriarchs, dear teacher, dear friends, I have arrived. I am home. While I am still making steps, I have already arrived. I am already home. I have stopped wandering." This is the teaching and the practice of Plum Village, the Dharma seal of Plum Village. In other words, there is nowhere for us to go. The infinite I am is right where we are. So when we take another class, when we go and take this workshop, when we read another book, yes, we are still making steps, but we are already there. There is nowhere to go to find God. There is nowhere to go to be more of it. So yes, take the workshop, take the class. Yes, go on the retreat. Yes, read the book, while also recognizing that each of these steps, each of these pages, each of these adventures is simply a reminder that we are already home. We are already right where God is. Deepak Chopra and Mina Kafatos once again, there is only one reality, not two. There is no inner and outer, no me and you, no mind and matter. The mind has stopped conceiving of reality and now starts living it. So yes, we experience life in duality because that's the way it's made up. So I see Tracy sitting over there and I know that I'm standing here, and I know each of you are in your respective locations, homes, offices, etc. But ultimately, it's only God. It is only spirit. So the matter that is this camera and this microphone, the matter that is this stand and this shirt and the prayer beads, it's matter, but ultimately it is consciousness showing itself in the form of purple shirt, showing the form of webcam. It's still only God, because God is all there is. Say yes to every holy opportunity. Adventure isn't exclusive to the adrenaline rush of ziplining, swimming with sharks. Tracy's like, yeah, nope. Rock climbing or bungee jumping. Say, yeah, what'd you say? Tracy said she'll zip line. She ain't going in the water with the sharks, though.
I ain't doing others.
She ain't doing the others either. I'll do the zip lining. It's safe. But the idea is we don't need to do any of these adrenaline rushing behaviors in order to engage life in a holy, holy way. Saying yes to the opportunity to start a business, saying yes to contacting a practitioner for a prayer session, saying yes to your own beauty and amazing power and authenticity. Say yes. Say yes to God being itself as you. That's all the adrenaline we ever need. Science of Mind says, in the midst of plenty, humanity lives in want because of fear. To overcome fear is the greatest adventure of the mind of man, mind of humans, mind of people kind. Overcoming fear. We're not going to say yes for as long as we are afraid. So let us say yes and then move through the fear moment by moment. Every day our actions exist on the cutting edge of evolution, the frontier where the mind is caught between caution and curiosity. Where are we? And what are we choosing and moving forward? The inner adventure, finding God within self, others, nature, and human events begins in the silent communion of our spiritual practices, our way of living, and expands to a smile, an act of kindness, learning about new people or places, languages, and things. The adventure begins Alpha and ends Omega, recognizing that the Alpha and Omega is an infinite, that which God is has no beginning or end. But when we experience life, the day begins and the day ends. And yet that which is the Alpha and Omega, that which is what is and was and forever will be, continues, while expressing itself as the very atmosphere of our lives in ways that we participate and engage each and every day, with the vast possibilities and opportunities to find, to experience, to live the divine, to engage the divine, to demonstrate it in new, life-affirming and evolutionary ways. So when we engage the Alpha and Omega, we recognize that there is no beginning and end. There is only that which it is as one power and presence. And ultimately, when we recognize that one power and presence, we see the creative impulse. We understand the ability to create, to manifest, to demonstrate accordingly, because there is only God, only the infinite power and presence, omnipotence itself, omnipresence itself, omniscience itself. There is nothing except God. As Dr. Ken Gordon said, I believe in God and absolutely nothing else. So when I look at you, when I look at Tracy, I believe in God and absolutely nothing else. So I don't see the possibility of failure. I believe in God and nothing else, absolutely nothing else. And because absolutely nothing else, how can God fail? I believe in God and absolutely nothing else, as Diane giving the pre-service meditation, anchoring us and grounding us. I believe in God and absolutely nothing else, as Felicia gracing us with this beautiful and amazing song. The first one, pre-service meditation, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. All of the obstacles, there are none. Because I believe in God and nothing else. I see Renuka and Dedra interpreting, giving access to our beloved friends and family in the deaf community. And I believe in God and nothing else. So I know that the service that they provide is doing exactly what our vision says. It is in alignment with that, because I believe in God and absolutely nothing else. Are we willing to live and move and have our beingness in that holy, holy way? Or do we want to do like Neo and Morpheus, where it's choose the pill, wake up or go back to sleep? But Rumi said, the breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the door sill where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. Once the mind has been expanded, it can never, it's like a balloon. Once you've expanded it, you can let the air out. That balloon never goes back to its original shape because it's been expanded. Once our minds, our consciousness, the very atmosphere of our being has been expanded, going back to sleep is not an option. Today's invitation to practice this week, ask, what do I perceive as a risk that causes me to fear my life's adventure? Where in my life am I currently allowing myself to be held back due to fear of failure, fear of success, fear of looking silly, fear of being reckless, being ridiculed or judged by others? Where in my life am I holding myself back because of any of these or something else? Where is one place this week that I can reorient myself to the truth of my divine being and sing that song into further creation? one thing this week that I can do to align myself with the truth of my being and sing that song, because I am the universe in expression. I am the voice celestial singing creation into being. And then lastly, have a conversation with tres personas. Have a conversation with 3 people about an adventure you have dreamed about, but you have never embarked upon. No talk about why you haven't, or if you might one day do it. Simply talk about the desire and the adventure itself, right? So you haven't, for example, I haven't gone to Japan, never done it, something I want to do. So I'm not going to talk to Tracy about why I've never gone. I'm not going to talk about, well, in 2 years, I'm planning to go. Nope. Just talk about, I've had this dream of going to Japan because the culture, the language, the temples, just talk about the desire, not anything else. Talk about the desire and the adventure itself. This week's declaration or affirmation, I will say it first and then together. With resolute confidence, I participate fully and freely in the adventure of life. Together. With resolute confidence, I participate fully and freely in the adventure of life. And we breathe. And at this time, let us anchor in the awareness of knowing that God is all there is. Simply breathing and allowing that breath to be God breathing itself as each and every one of us. Knowing that this power, this presence, this love, this joy, this holy holiness is breathing this breath, is moving our bodies, that our thoughts are its thoughts, because there is only one mind, and that mind is God. So as service ends, we end service knowing that this power and presence that has no end, this Alpha and Omega, this infinite power that is always moving and expanding and demonstrating more and more juicy, delicious, orgasmic greatness in, through, and as every element of our lives, we end service allowing that awesomeness, that power to be what motivates us and moves us and encourages us and supports us as it breathes each breath along this adventure that is our lives, knowing that this is good, knowing that the law has said yes, knowing that we say yes to the law that says yes to us. It's all good. It's all God. And so knowing that it is, I surrender this and allow it to be what it already is as answered prayer. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Blessings, everybody. Much love. Have an amazing day. See you soon.